And we are back in Theros Chaos, the mythic odyssey of Theros and the shit show of a campaign that we've had so far in the greatest way possible. It has been a good few weeks since we last played. Do you remember what we did?
We went at war with the sea. We won.
You fought a battle with the sea and won the battle, but did you win the war? Yes, you started off fighting the big Leviathan whale creature, which went down way easier than anyone thought it would do because Sogeg got 2 crits against it immediately.
Yay.
I believe that was also when Zolk summoned in a bunch of rats that drowned some of the dolphins as well. And themselves, because rats don't do well in the ocean, in the middle of the ocean. And yeah, you managed to take down the mighty monster without taking too much damage yourselves, which is fairly impressive. But you still took some damage, and it was time for a nap at sea, except for Sogeg, who was too swole to sleep, and decided to row through the entire night without anybody navigating, or any line of sight as to where you were actually going, or knowledge of your destination whatsoever.
Good feeling about it.
So after 8 solid hours of rowing, you've ended up somewhere you have no idea where. In the middle of the ocean somewhere. So first thought, oh well, no, you saw a hippocamp, a half horse, half fish, sort of breach the water briefly, and it seemed to be injured. So you dove in after it to see it being circled by sharks while it was taking shelter in a large wreck. Nadrin, you went over to try and calm it down while everyone else decided to play with the sharks, including Zolk giving one of them arms and discovering that one of the sharks has a big old unicorn horn, which seems cool. But as you were going over to investigate the unicorn shark, a net of sort of seaweed and other debris launched out of one of the wrecks, caught Mr. Burbles and dragged him out of the hag vehicle, where he is currently entangled by I believe they're called a tide catcher or something like that. I've not got the things open. And that is where Tide Hunter, and that's where we will begin. So, as things have kicked off, I think we'll go straight into having everybody roll initiative.
Ow. Got a good feeling about this roll.
Downside to swap into a new browser, really loud.
What is browser in this mythical world of Theros?
See Zolt just stare off into space.
You're in a monologue and how it works.
Oh, because I got 50 points piety last session, I've just, for reference, I've taken the +2 strength for my...
That makes sense. Well,
Sogeg needs more blood.
I believe, is that everyone? Oh, yeah. So, first one in the order is the hippocamp that was in the middle of trying to... Well, it was retreating from Nadrin, but you've managed to calm it down thanks to Thassa's influence. So it's just going to remain where it is and just try and stay hidden while chaos unleashes around it. So we'll jump to Mr. Burbles, who is currently restrained in the Tide Hunter's net.
No.
So he can either choose to remain restrained, or he can try and free himself with a strength check, but it will use its action to do so. Unless you could do something while being restrained.
What's it being restrained with?
by the net of this tide hunter, which is sort of made with seaweed and other sort of bits of debris. The kelp seaweed
Okay,
of the fibrous plant material.
Okay, wet enough that it wouldn't.
You are also underwater,
His quills don't do anything.
Fire's not overly effective at the moment.
Damn.
All right, so yeah, he's just gonna give a good wiggle then. Oh, why is it?
Yeah, that's still right. He manages to wiggle around and catch his claws on the parts of the net and free himself. That was his
We've been
action.
through some adventure. That's what's up.
So he could move away if he wants to, but he would get a attack of opportunity against him.
No, he's staying put.
He's staying put. Okay. Mutated Shark is going to try and punch Zulk with his newfound arms. So ignore the fact that this says bite. It's going to be a punch. He's going to miss. He said brand new arms.
It's hard.
That would be a miss.
I assumed the hag vehicle you rolled by accident. Yeah. Let's get rid of that one. Okay, Zulk. It's the return of the rat.
It is.
Turns out wearing a spooky skull helmet with weird glowing crystals in it that shoot lightning can change a person.
I'm gonna bat the shark with the bell.
You give it a bop with the bell. You give it a solid bop with the bell. I believe your melee attacks do something else as well. I believe that was also what made
Called
me
a
take
screaming
the last
bell
time.
that already has me worried.
Oh, that's the one that if you cast a spell through it, it has to roll on a random table. That's how he summoned the rats last time.
The thing that comes to mind is the flesh warping, which we're done for the day.
Oh, is it only once per day, the flesh warping?
I think it's once per long rest.
Is it on the screaming bell itself, or is it a...
It's a epithet.
Epithet. Alright, let's have a look.
It's mutated. Once per long rest, yeah.
No.
Okay, that's fine. So it's not going to gain more arms or something else entirely.
I wish.
Like loose arms.
Is that everything? Because I don't know if if your new class has 2 attacks. I don't think it does.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Zulk has changed.
Zulk has changed. Turns out Zulk is pretty unstable.
Look different, Zulk.
Neil. What's Neil up to?
Neil? I think Neil... He's pretty surprised about this shark suddenly growing arms.
They're pretty swole arms as well. Look at those muscles.
He is also quite concerned about his buddy. So he is gonna move...
I'm probably jealous that you're bonding with the Hippocamp and not him.
He's gonna move this way.
You could be the only fish dog in your life.
I can have a fish dog and a fish horse. And he's gonna try and help out Mr. Burbles here.
Okay, and how is he going to do that?
He is going to spit.
Okay. I'm assuming you're spitting at the giant crab thing?
Yeah, at this.
Yeah, you managed to connect with the giant weird crab thing as it begins to melt a little bit of the armor and make a nice big glowy patch for everybody to target.
And then he is going to try to hit this shark with the arms. He's a bit concerned about that as well.
360 no scope on the mutant shark. There it is.
Ooh.
That's another spit. Connect and another glowy shark. We need to reduce that to only once per turn, considering you could just make everything. Oh, we have advantage against everybody.
The gods are unpleased with Neil.
Well, it used to be fine because he used to be terrible at hitting, and now all of a sudden he gets a +8 to everything. It's like, oh, okay.
Now he
Ooh,
actually
now he's
hit
good.
things.
Now it's kind of scary. Is that everything for Neil?
That is everything for Neil. Yes.
Okay, Sogeg.
Like a poorly written creepypasta. There's blood coming from my eyes. So I failed to blow a horn.
Oh yes, Sogeg failed to blow a horn underwater, popped a blood vessel in his eye, but because he's seeing red, it means that he's murdering everything with advantage. But you rolled an actual 20, and I couldn't not give you something.
As I just spin around, almost incoherent, sort of grunting, just arms pointing to each creature. I just sort of get out to the party. Which one of these wasn't I killing?
Skuttz points at the plain shark behind you.
Ah. Wait. This is does that mean not kill or kill?
Yeah,
We're keeping the unicorn shark to send to Granny because we killed the whale.
So glad that he second asked that. I've already killed one shark. I didn't want to.
Wait,
Sure.
Oh, we do have to soften it up though.
let's
Sogeg.
soften it up. Not kill it, soften it up.
I've got the perfect, gigantic, glowing red Zeisen to soften up with that. Now watch this crit. I will then spin around and seeing the big shark. There can only be one of us in this here seas. I am going to slash at it. A one-handed Zeisen. Yeah.
So this is against the normal giant shark.
The normal one. A pretty dire...
Yeah, it's confused at being told not to kill something. You definitely go a little bit soft on that strike.
The softness angers me. If I scream for Mogis, I'll go with a thrust this time. No, I won't actually. As I remember my training, and there's something about sharks that can't move, can't breathe. As I lash out with my barbed tail at this shark. I'm not using it in a while.
Yeah, that is reasonable. So first of all, another 10 points of damage, and then it needs to make a saving throw.
Go on, fail it.
And it's a con save.
Sharks aren't good famously at Constitution.
This one most certainly isn't.
Yes.
It is paralyzed.
Die for me, shark. Yeah. And then with my bonus action, whilst I keep knocking stuff on my desk, I look towards the horny shark and I compel it to duel me.
Okay.
In an attempt to keep its attention from everyone else.
It
Nope.
doesn't seem to be overly fussed.
I respect its decision. I pass turn.
Okay. It's the crab's turn, and the crab is going to try and continue to hold on to its new prey. And it is going to just try and grip onto Mr. Burbles once again, but this time with its claws. So that's a miss. And that is a 14. I'm not sure what Mr. Burbles' AC is. I think it's either 13 or 14.
It's 13.
Okay, so 13 bludgeoning damage, and he is currently grappled by the giant crab. Okay. Bennett, over in the distance, watching all of this sort of shit go on. What we feeling?
I am gonna try and move closer. Well, I'm not gonna try, I am gonna move closer.
I believe you
But I'm gonna
don't
have to
have a
use my
swimming
action to
speed. no.
dash. Yeah. So just to get me full movement, that's my action, and
And you're a rogue, you could use your bonus action to dash instead, if you still want to use an action for something.
then I will.
Been a long time.
Hang on. Do I have a javelin still, or do I throw it?
My problem sometimes. I just keep track.
It shows in my inventory. But I don't know if it's.
Gotta count it.
Is it feasible to assume that I would have picked it up after the last time I threw it?
I assume everybody in this party has at least one javelin. At all times. Yeah.
Just,
I don't think I do.
I'll just get another off Sogeg if I forget to pick it up. So I'm going to throw a javelin at this crab.
Throw it at the crab.
The crab is attacking us, isn't it?
It certainly is. It is currently trying to eat
Right.
Mr. Verbals.
That's fine. I'll throw
So I have
the
advantage
crab.
on it.
It would. Yes, it would be an advantage, and you get sneak
Awesome.
attack.
Next up bonus. Good, good.
Oh, it's going to be a mighty javelin. Whoa!
Yeah, that
Bloody
is
hell.
a mighty javelin as you
Jesus.
sneak between
Wow.
some of the cover it is in the little wreckage, and connects the javelin to a joint in its body. A mighty 21 points of damage.
I'm a pro.
Respect.
Is that everything?
That is everything.
Okay. Giant shark, can it unparalyze itself?
I believe it's at end of turn Constitution save, is it?
It's end of turn constitution, I believe.
Yes.
That is a fail, and then it needs to make another constitution save to see if it immediately starts drowning. Okay, so it is not immediately dead from drowning, but it is definitely ticking away. Okay, Nadrin, over with the Hippocamp.
Yeah, I am going to just look at the Hippocamp. Stay there. Be careful. Don't hurt yourself more. I'm going to turn around and go for muscly shark.
The muscle shark.
Muscle man.
shark. With, I think it's 2 Eldritch Blasts going at it,
Okay.
which are at an advantage. I'll do another normal one. Because I kind of forgot. And
Nice.
here is my second one.
Okay. Pretty decent. You managed to hit directly into the snout of this flexing shark as it does sort of reel away, but it does not die. Definitely injured. Does not want to be here anymore, but it is still alive.
And I want to stay close to this hippocamp.
Okay.
So I'll just stay there.
Alright. It is the Narshark. And the Narshark is going to go right into Sogeg, who is still at full hit points. So it's not going to get any bonuses to this, but...
Hit me, you beast. Oh, you hit me.
22, doing 26 piercing damage.
Oh, God.
And I need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Sogeg. Just, ouch. Constitution saving throw. I'm going to regret not taking the extra point in Constitution, aren't I? I am.
Yeah,
I am
you
going to regret
certainly
that.
are. So at the start of each of your turn, you lose 1d4 hit points.
Fine with that. Sogeg
And that
laughs
does
at the
stack
poultry.
each time it hits you. If it hits you, because it did well to get that one hit in.
You did well to hit me, beast.
Okay. Skuttz.
Oh god. I feel like she'd be totally overwhelmed by choices. She doesn't know if she wants to shove the shark with arms in her shirt, or if she wants to go for the shark with the horn, or help out Mr. Burbles.
I mean, you've got a crab that knows how to sew, and a shark that's got a unicorn horn, and a shark with muscles. All three of those are interesting gifts to Granny.
Yeah, like I think she would suffer from decision paralysis this turn. Like, I think she would. So she's just gonna go into a rage. She's like, I don't know what to fucking do.
Always a solution to any choice.
If in doubt.
Anger.
Until your rage ends, you are surrounded by multicolored lights. Protective lights. You get a +1 bonus to AC. All right.
So everybody within 10
10
feet.
gain the same.
Yeah, everybody within 10 feet of Skuttz while she's raging gets +1 to their AC.
Ooh.
And now that she's size large, that 10 feet does stretch out quite far.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
That's
That
useful.
includes Mr. Burbles now?
It would include
Yeah.
Mr. Burbles.
Yay! He's a bit more protected.
There. I can do two things at once. I helped Sogeg and Mr. Burbles. That was my bonus action.
That was your bonus action.
She's right in the middle of everything. So I
Yeah.
don't think she'd move
Eeny,
anywhere.
meeny, miny, moe.
Yeah. I'll pick next turn, but I think she would have trouble, like, legit. Okay, that is her
That's going to be
turn.
all the time?
She's just, like,
Okay.
standing in the cauldron screaming in her little bubble.
Okay. Pogeg. I know we missed him at the beginning of the order because you didn't roll him fast enough.
I forgot to roll this shit originally. My bad. Pogeg wakes up. He wakes up inside the pocket, noticing there's now a gigantic horn poking him. Wondering how that got there.
Also just a
And-
sleeping shark under his feet.
He knows now. His master has been bludgeoned, poked. I know what will solve this. As he climbs atop Sogeg's shoulder, I'm going to attempt to toot on my war horn.
Oh, it's okay. You're still underwater.
Yeah. I reckon he's got this.
Okay. Make a performance check.
For Mogis.
Okay, he blows a couple bubbles out of the top of his warhorn and doesn't pop a blood vessel, so that's success.
He's proud of himself.
I thought that's the first
He
time he's
retreats
successfully
into
blown
the-
his horn.
He's quite proud of his success. He retreats into the deep pockets of Sogeg. He goes back to sleep.
Okay, is that everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Burbles. We'll skip the Hippocamp because it's just going to sit and cower in the corner. So it's currently grappled. It's in one of the crab's claws, but he can still attack as normal. He just can't move unless he wants to use his action to break out of the claw.
Nah, he's just gonna use his claws.
Okay.
Give it a good old swipe.
So
Cool.
that definitely hits.
Cool.
So that's a solid 12 damage.
Okay, and then he's gonna.
No, you wouldn't be able to melt his carapace as you are underwater. That needs to be on fire to be able to do so.
Yeah, but he does get a second attack.
He does get a second attack.
So with a, I don't know, screechy, burbly noise, he tries again.
Oh, sorry, these would be at advantage as well because of Neil's spit.
Oh shit!
So we'll take that as the first roll and then roll the next one at advantage.
All right.
Okay, so that's like 24. I mean, 24 damage in total. Holy crap! That's he got in there. He got in there. Yeah. Okay.
If he could, he'd look at Sogeg and he's secretly trying to gain his approval. Like he wants more head pats for Mogis.
Okay. It is the mutant shark's turn, and it knows when it is beat. it is going to try and run away. Zolk, you're free to make an attack of opportunity if you really want to kill this shark.
Cowardice is not to be approved of. Bonk.
Right.
Oh, fuck.
Cowardice is to be approved of. You would be at advantage on that, though, because of this bit, but still fitting.
There we go.
Okay, there we go. Down goes the mutant shark.
God damn it.
Shark away.
You bonk it, and considering it doesn't know its new girth thanks to its massive pythons, you crack it in the shoulder, and the shark just crumples into a heap into the seabed. Well, there's one of the options to send to Granny Gun. Okay. Neil.
He'll really, really wants to help out Mr. Burbles.
Can the pets take down the crab?
I think
Muscle Shark is dead.
you said that the guiding spittle, because we're in the water, only affects for one turn.
Yes. It washes off by the time of Neil's next turn.
Yeah. So he's going to try again against the crab.
And that will hit.
Okay, and then he is going to go up to it and fight it. At advantage. It should have. Okay, so it lagged.
Yeah, we'll still take the first one because it was the right one. 7 piercing. Okay. And it is currently grappled. So it's grappling Mr. Burbles while Neil is grappling it.
Yep.
Okay. Is that everything?
Yes.
Fantastic. Sogeg,
I don't know how to feel.
I need you to roll a
Just-
d4.
Oh, yes. I mean, I know how to feel that. Ow.
You lose 2 points of health.
I can take it. Well, having been impaled, I felt sad. And then the toot of the horn, a bubble popped, I felt glad. But then suddenly, I couldn't quite see, but it felt like 1,000 biceps deflating. There's a great tremor. Sogeg doesn't quite understand, but I feel a profound sadness. I'm going to unleash my rage on my sadness as I drop my Zeiston, as I jump towards the great Narsh shark, and I just go at it with my barbed tail twice.
Okay. Okay.
Apparently doing a lot more damage than my Zeiston.
Yeah, it seems to be
Yay.
pretty damn... Oh, this wouldn't have been at advantage. Oh, yes, it would, because it's attack shift. Yeah, sorry. So first of all, 12, and the next one was another 12. And then we need 2 saving throws. So, first one,
To the briny depths with
and
you.
the second one. They
You're
both
so damn
succeed.
good. And with a final underwater scree, I'm pretty sure Compelled Duel, you're not... I think you can recast it on the same creature, I believe. Just double check.
I believe so.
Yes, it does. Yeah. It doesn't get like
Yeah, there's no cooldown
What's
for
my
it.
bob?
Yeah.
So I use one of my
Wisdom.
epithets and just keep casting Compelled Duel.
He's ignoring that too. I mean, he's
Why won't you fight me?
He just doesn't want to only fight you. He wants to have his options available to him.
I know my eyes are bloodied, but can I tell that this shark has loaded dice? Is it? It's dice weighted. As I heroically cower behind my shield and hope I don't get murdered. I passed her.
Okay, it is the Tide Hunter, and it's pretty hurt by the 2 dogs eating it, and this javelin currently sticking out of one of its legs. So it is going to try and not be annihilated by the 2 pets by throwing some claws. So it's going to do 1 against Mr. Burbles, 14 bludgeoning damage, and it's going to throw 1 against Neil for 9. Neil is grappled, even though they're currently grappling each other, so...
Uh-huh.
Okay. Bennett, what would you like to do?
If I move to there, is that crab blanked or
yes, it would
call
be.
it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'll move there then. What perks do I get for that again?
It's a +2 to your attack roll.
Okay. Right, let's just attack at that with Soul Reaver, which I think automatically makes it weak to slashing.
It automatically makes it vulnerable to slashing damage.
Okay.
This is the crit.
That's the wrong one.
46.
The mighty. Yep, 46 damage. Oof. Oof. It's still alive. It is missing a leg as you cleave one of its back legs off entirely. And you see the entire crab just shift as the sword went through it, as if going through nothing at all.
Cool.
Is that everything?
Success.
And then, yep, that's everything.
Okie dokie. Giant shark, can you recover from being paralyzed?
At least this drowning will keep me happy.
No. Can he survive drowning? Yes.
Oh!
So somehow he had enough water is going through his body that he's not immediately dead, but he is currently paralyzed on the floor, gasping.
Poor Sharky.
Okay, Natron.
I don't want to accidentally kill something for Skuttz.
I'll give you the basic sort of... Oh, sorry, go on, Skuttz.
I was gonna say, you can see at this point Skuttz is eyeballing the unicorn shark. She's made up her mind.
So out of the 3 of them, only the crab is bloodied. In fact, it's wounded. The others have taken a little hit. The paralyzed shark is actually pretty healthy, aside from, drowning. And the Nar shark is slightly injured, but it's definitely done more damage than it's taken.
Telling me.
I'm gonna try and help out in lowering the shark a bit. Then, since Skuttz has got her eyes on it now, and it's not nearly dead.
That's fair.
Might be after you cast your spell.
Yeah, it depends on the spell you cast. Yeah.
I believe in you.
I am going to cast Eldritch Blast at it.
Okay. Okay, just the 1 hits.
4 damage.
Hey, they would have killed the Leviathan. Yeah, so and quick cast, or the quicken spell, power word kill. Yeah, well, yeah, it's just to do a lot of damage. Yeah. Quick and disintegrate.
And yeah, I will actually leave it at that.
Okay. Just pepper it from the distance.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to do too much to it because I want Granny to have it.
Well, I am going to flip a dice to determine. Okay, it's staying on Sogeg.
Yes.
As you are definitely bloodied now. For 19.
Ah, you are a beautiful beast. As I glance it with my great shield this time.
You knew it
Thank
was
God.
coming. Okay.
I learnt this time.
Skuttz.
Okay, with her sights set on the giant shark here. Oh no, Nadran, you should have used it large. I totally spaced.
I should have. Oh.
All right. I was like, wow, if only I was bigger. And I'm like, we just missed an opportunity. As Skuttz is going, I suppose we need to soften it up some. So she's going to attack it with the granny stick.
Okay, giving it bonk.
There we go. My brain's they're just loading screen on my pink fleshy mound. All right, what do we got here? My brain sponge is working. We are looking for the attack. Sorry, I am moving, so today has been a funny day. All right, moving stick. Granny
The moving stick. Give it a bonk with the moving stick.
Words are not my thing today. Words are not my thing.
You give it a solid bonk with the moving stick. That's almost maximum damage.
And then I kill the shark, right?
No, not quite.
Jeez.
It's
Okay,
definitely
good.
looking hurt. I wouldn't call it bloodied yet. It is still quite a tanky shark.
Oh god. We'll do it again.
Give it another whack.
Yeah.
Okay, you give it another solid whack. It is now, definitely taking those hits pretty well. It's still pretty lively.
All right. Skuttz is just in a fury of passion over getting this perfect, amazing horned shark for Granny. And I don't, yeah, no, that's my turn. I don't think I have any good bonus actions.
Okay. Pogag! Curled up and asleep in the Pogag pocket.
Angered that such a beast would interrupt my midday nap, I get out and I climb to Sogeg's shoulder, and with a little squeak, to battle! I am going to slash at this beast with my scimitar. Yeah.
And miss.
I miss. I'm going to use my cunning action to take the disengage bonus action and crawl back into Sogeg's pocket.
Okay.
He knows his place. It's a good companion. I like this guy.
He does his job.
He's wily.
He's a
He's a
mascot.
wily little fella.
Okay, Mr. Burbles. So this crab looks like it is very clearly bitten off more than it can chew. It is missing a leg. It is bleeding heavily. There are big scratches down both of its claws. Its carapace is starting to melt. This thing is pretty far gone.
Yeah, he's still upset he got caught. So yeah, Mr. Burbles is just gonna slash again with his matchstick claws.
Okay, and he slashes and cuts himself free of the crab's claw, which is enough to put the giant monster down. So Mr. Burbles and Neil are no longer grappled. So Neil can move, and he still has his other attack.
I think he's just gonna start snacking on the crab meat.
Just
Not gonna lie.
chowing down, cooking it in his
Yeah.
own mouth, considering he'll just
Yeah.
his drool sets it on fire. Yeah.
Oh, I pressed that too early.
Well, Zolk, what do you want to do?
He's gonna waggle his stick and make Skuttz bigger.
Okay, so it's good you do become bigger. Zolk, I need you to roll on the screaming bell table. Okay.
Oh no!
So let's see
Lord.
how many people are affected by that. Okay, it is just Nadrin, the Hippocamp, and Zulk yourself. You need to make a wisdom saving throw against Zulk's DC, save DC. And then you must immediately eat something.
Nadrin and the Hippocamp at disadvantage.
Yep.
Oh my god. Please forget. Oh god.
Okay, so that is both Nadrin and the Hippocamp have failed. The Hippocamp has nothing nearby that it can immediately eat, so it gains a level of exhaustion.
You're helping.
Let's see, what do I have? I have 3 rations. That's
Well,
about
it'll
all
be
I've got
down
was
to 2
edible.
rations. So if you've got
All I've
some,
got
that's all you need to use. You have basically immediately consume 1 charge of a consumable. So whether that's potions, rations, anything else. So it could be hey, I'm just giving you a free action to drink a healing potion, or hey, I've just given you a level of exhaustion because you've eaten all your rations and had nothing else on you. So.
Does it need to be edible to eat it?
Consumable item. It has to be something you can actively consume.
Well, I could easily poison myself to not get an exhaustion.
If you had nothing else, you would have to poison yourself.
This is fine.
Like I said, you have to immediately consume something. It's only if you are unable to consume anything that you gain exhaustion. So if you've got something on you that's consumable that's worse than exhaustion, doesn't matter. You're taking that. But Skuttz is now size huge, so that could have been a lot worse. Or a lot better. Who knows?
And then I checked through all of my spells. I don't have any bonus actions, so I'm good.
Okay. Neil. Is Neil up to anything in particular?
Yeah, I think Neil is just also going to enjoy in the crab meat.
It's just a new delicacy of some Tidehunter meat.
Going where Mr. Burbl's claws are, so it's like slightly cooked a bit.
Ooh.
He's going to try and get the cooked bits.
There you go.
Nice.
I like this
They're
little
just
bonding between the dogs.
He's going to enjoy his meal with his new buddy.
All right, Sogeg. Lose a little bit more life as you start to bleed even more from the Narshark's horn.
This is bad. You keep me angry, shark. You give us a great battle. Does the shark look at all slowed?
It's definitely taken some hits, but it still seems relatively healthy.
Then I'm very tempted to do this, because there's a spell I've never cast as a paladin the entire campaign. Kind of gives me a bit of a chuckle, but no, I'm not going to do that, actually.
Well, why not? What's the worst that could happen?
It's not a good spell.
Exactly.
It's just, instead, I'm actually going to use my barbed tail, as I don't think I'll kill it, and there's a chance that we can slow it a bit. As I will just jump towards the great beastie and sting. Yeah.
Okay, so that is 13. And then a saving throw. And that is a fail. It is paralyzed.
As the second sting goes towards it, I see its nose stop twitching as I pull off, and I just wait. I won't
You're going
hopefully
to
kill the beast. I will do a cheeky, as always. Maybe now that it's paralyzed, it will fight me.
Yeah, fair.
You will yield, beast. A worthy foe.
No.
Oh, battle is legendary.
It's too busy being paralyzed and slowly drowning.
This beast is truly blessed by Mogus. It will not stop fighting. I respect it.
Okay. Bennett, the 2 sharks that you were dealing with are currently on the floor paralyzed. Anything you'd like to do?
Sorry, I had turned my mic off.
That's
Right, is it an action to pick up the javelin from the dead crab?
It is an action to use an item, yes, but I'll let it be a bonus action as you're just picking it up. You're not like trying to use it.
Well, I'm intending to use it, but
Oh, as in, if you're picking it up and then throwing it immediately, then that in its entirety would be an action. So to pick it up and throw it again is one action, yeah.
Is that shark in range?
I believe so. As javelins are thrown normally underwater.
19,
It would also be an advantage because it's paralysed. And you get sneak attack because of Skuttz and Sogeg.
Bear with me, my browser just... Oh, wait, it's going back now. Hold on, my browser just sort of cocked up. I can't see anything on... I'm going to have to
Roll 20
refresh
just
the
being
page.
roll 20. He's hoping the shark doesn't have exactly what you're rolling health left.
I don't understand what you are all browsing under the water in Theros.
It's the different types of
shark
coral.
thing.
Right, okay, so advantage plus the sneak attack bonus, throwing the javelin.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you do a mighty 26 points of damage to the paralysed shark.
Dude, your javelins are so good.
It is still alive.
I did athletics in school.
You need to use javelins more often.
Seems to be the way forward.
Yeah. Is that everything?
No, I might as well move forward a few spaces to get a bit closer, but then that's it.
All right. It is the normal shark that is paralysed. Can it be
just drowned
unparalysed? No. Can it remain alive? No. It needed to roll higher than that because it was drowning the entire time. So there goes the giant shark as it just.
You were a worthy foe, shark. You will be feasted on by Pogus in the afterlife for being a good sport.
Nadrin. Wiping the crumbs of ration from your mouth, which probably doesn't taste too nice underwater.
Soggy rations, lovely. I could make Skuttz even bigger.
You could make Skuttz even bigger. There is no size limit. As gargantuan is supposed to be 4 spaces across or more. So yes, you can just keep going bigger with Skuttz. It's why I was hoping Zolk would have rolled.
Break the world.
There is one on the table that Zolk has to roll when he casts a spell that immediately casts the spell again for free. So he could increase you by 2 sizes in one cast.
Oh. All right.
And then Nadja could also do that on top of that, and yeah, you could just... It can get ridiculous.
Giant Skuttz. Giant Skuttz.
Good. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna make Skuttz so big. There's stories about seeing her halfway across the planet Theros.
And then one more size bigger.
Oh god.
This is so worth it.
I would like the epithet skyscraper.
I think at the end of the session when we're working out epithets, there may have to. I don't know what I'd make the ruling be. It'd have to be a way just to make enlarge reduce easier on you, but
Mighty.
Maybe if I hit so many, I get an extra bonus one. If Zolk's thing goes off and casts it again, or Nadrin uses
that would probably be it. It would be for each additional cast of enlarge reduce on you while you're already under the effective one, it makes you an additional size bigger. So the first cast makes you 1 size bigger, the second cast makes you 2 sizes bigger, third one 3 times bigger, and so on.
That's broken.
Yes.
Yeah, probably. But it's not the first broken rule that we made.
We need to cheese this campaign.
I'm down to make our own Titan.
We need Skuttz to be big so she can see where the hell we are.
I also want to point out that...
Oh, hold up. Oh, it's okay.
Everything that affects you can also affect everything else in the game. So the bigger Skuttz is, the bigger the enemies I'm going to throw at you.
Oh no.
This was worth it.
Is that everything, Nadrin?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It is the...
I'm just going to delight in what I have
shark's turn.
created.
And it is going to try... Oh, wait, it's not going to try and do anything. It's paralyzed. It's going to try and not be paralyzed. It's no longer paralyzed.
This shark must be of Mogus. It is a beast. Oh, beautiful.
That's the end of its turn. It is no longer paralyzed. Skuttz.
All right. So I feel like at this point, it looks pretty battered, and I'm larger than it.
It's pretty beaten up.
So, like, standing on the seafloor, she's going to kind of just lean forward and send Granny a little bit of seawater too, as she just tries to open up her shirt and create like the vacuum of the the liquid to suck the shark in.
I need to start doing some counting. So that's 15. Currently. Okay. Make an athletics check.
Is it at advantage or no? No, because it's not paralyzed anymore. Never mind. That's what confused me. Okay. All right. Let's go. Oh.
That is a success.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. So she'll continue to open it a little bit further as it starts to suck down into the shirt. So
to explain why it's a success for the counting up, it is considered wounded, so it's at less than 25% HP, so its save's already lower, and you're a size bigger than it, so it's another bit lower. If you had remained paralyzed, the only way you would have failed would have been a natural 1.
Oh my god. All right. Skuttz is very, very pleased right now. You can just see pure joy on her face as this shark is disappearing into the granny pocket.
Into the bag. Oh. Pogeg.
Pogeg's eyes light up. I feel the presence of Smogus whispering in my ear. He must help capture this great beast. As I feel like Mogus would have taken a shine to this great beast, and I think he needs Granny to make it even more like stabby. He could do wonders in this world. As Pogeg's going to actually jump out, and I just want to double check this. Yes, I can do this. As Pogeg, I don't know how this quite works, but he skitters around and he starts pushing on the dorsal fin. As I'm going to use my helpful action to help Skuttz capture the great beast.
Okay, so Skuttz would be at advantage for the next check.
Don't die, Pogeg.
Just hoping Pogeg doesn't die.
I'm trusting you, Pogeg.
Okay, the Hippocamp is, well, already still bleeding from its attack from the shark before you intervened. now does seem quite weary, almost like it's wasting away from starvation, thanks to Zolk's ring-a-ding. But it is just staying there, sort of. Can see its breathing's a little bit laboured. It is definitely struggling. Mr. Burbles, anything other than snacking on crab?
Yeah, he's had his fill. He's gonna. I don't know. How can he? He can
How much
only
air
move
does he
20
have
feet.
left?
He's just gonna start paddling his way towards Nadrin and Zolk.
I think for those who've got the air bubbles, it's like 24 hours of air. It's ridiculous. Or it's 8 hours of air, I think.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I think it's 24.
It's a
Hang
lot.
on.
I know that. It's either 8 or 24. It'll be
Irrelevant.
Those are the
Sogeg's
ones.
got one on at the moment.
either way. It's a long time.
24 hours.
There you go.
Nice.
Okay, Zolk.
Zolk's gonna step forward and waggle his stick a bit more.
Okay.
He's gonna try to put the shark to sleep.
Ooh.
Note that you are concentrating on enlarge. So if it's a concentration one. Oh no, it's not.
It
This is
isn't.
okay. I need to remember what.
You
this
rolled
is.
poorly.
So,
I did.
You,
5d8s.
Ring a ding. I'm
Suppose while I'm
trying to
here.
think. Is this? Yeah, there it is.
Oh god.
Okay.
Yeah! Can I purposely fail this? Do I have to...
Okay.
Instead of the radiant... It says see the radiant light. I only get to use this. I swing my shield and point it directly towards Zolk. I have a mirror shield.
Wait.
I use my reaction to reflect the attack or ability back to Zolk. Yay! Finally relevant.
Now make it roll.
Okay. So it'll be Skuttz, Mr. Burbles, Nadrin, and Zolk because it's been bounced. Need to make dexterity saving throws.
You git. What's the DC for this?
It's against your spellcasting DC.
Oh,
14.
bugger.
He's gonna do it.
Wait,
Okay,
hang on.
so for Zolk and Nadrin, it's 2d10 radiant damage. Zolk, if you'd like to roll that.
Ooh. Hang on. Aha!
Nice.
Ah, there you go.
My god.
2d10.
Oh god.
The joy
working
in
on it.
Sogeg's voice. I've got the mirror shield. Yeah.
Oh!
I've clicked on it. It's working on it.
Oh, it's doing an extra large roll for you. That's why.
It's on me as well, you know.
Hands up.
Oh, okay. So also, the sleep didn't affect the shark at all. You didn't roll
There
that.
we go.
So that's 8 points of radiant damage to Zolk and Nadrin. I need you both to make Constitution saving throws, please.
That was a great turn, Zolk.
It might get worse.
Constitution saving
Constitution
Oh,
saving
no.
throw from Nadrin and Zolk. If you need to maintain concentration.
Oh no! Oh,
Okay, you both succeed.
Yeah. Oh, I love you both so much.
So, after that, Zolk, is there anything else you want to do?
Did I even put the shark to sleep?
No.
now.
Oh.
You just hurt yourself and me.
All you did was glow very brightly and, yeah, hurt yourself.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Neil, are you doing anything?
No, he's not gonna do anything because this whole capturing thing seems to be going fairly well at the moment. He doesn't want to mess it up.
That's fair. Sogeg.
Trusting that Skuttz has got this, and also noticing, I just felt that radiant behind me. Surely there's another beast. I just instinctively lunged towards the creature that just tried to blast me with radiant damage.
I mean,
I'm just taking a
yeah, it would
attack
get an
opportunity.
attack opportunity.
I kind of want it to hit me.
Ooh,
Oh, you
not quite.
poor beast. You aren't good enough.
Not
What's
quite.
your AC, Sogeg?
20.
It'll be 21
Oh,
if you're near Skuttz.
I also would have taken... Oh, yeah, I suppose it'd be 21. And I take 4 damage.
Okay, I can't do anything then.
I lunge towards Zolk. Seeing it's just Zolk, I haughty laugh, give him a pat on the head. I'll join him on the rocks to marvel in this great feast to Mogis. Seeing there's still a gigantic tooth in my side, I remember, wait, I was a paladin in another life, and for the first time in the campaign, I cast Cure Wounds.
Hey!
Hey!
I'm a paladin.
The shard of shark horn out of the wound.
3 health.
It
Not
stops you
dueling style.
bleeding to death. That's good.
Yay.
Bennett.
As I will use...
Oh,
Oh,
he's
no,
still
actually, no, I don't have I can't use bonus action for a spell
Okay.
because I cast a...
Yes, you cast
wound,
a
so
wound,
yeah, I'm returned.
So, Bennett.
Oh.
I think you're still muted if you're describing how you're moving towards the shark.
Yeah, 3 squares towards the shark, and I'm going to slice at it with Soul Reaver.
Okay. Ooh. That is a miss.
Never mind.
I think Bennett's going in the shirt as well.
I was gonna say it's being sucked into the shirt, maybe.
Yeah.
Don't get sucked into, please.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing.
All right. Nadrin.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand here and marvel at what I created.
Beautiful.
I imagine this is the Nadrin concerned face.
Yes, yes, it is.
All right. Well, the shark, in its desperate final attempts, it has 3 targets. It is going to go for Pogeg.
Try and hit me. You think?
So 24,
That's a hit.
doing 21 piercing damage.
Give me a sec. I'm good at not dying, but I'm not good at not taking 21 damage. So, yeah, I accept it. Pogeg revels.
Yeah, he needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Surprisingly not the worst at these.
Okay,
Still
so
not great.
Pogeg is going to start bleeding to death soon.
Oh, it is what he would want.
All right, Skuttz, we're back to you. Can you finish off the shark stealing?
At advantage.
As long as I don't roll a natural
would be
one, but I was
at
going to bite my
advantage.
tongue. At advantage? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm so scared of roll 20.
That's
oh
the
my
natural
God.
one.
I knew it!
But
Pick the genius.
okay, Flash of Genius, he adds 2 to that roll. Which, yeah, that will be enough to sink the last of the shark down the dark, horrifying depths of the granny bag, the evil shirt. Which
Then she will.
I like to imagine that as soon as you've opened it, you've just been flooding water into Granny's lair,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden the shark flops out. So we'll see how she deals with that.
I hope she likes the shark. Love Skuttz. I'll be writing her a note later.
All right. With that, we'll end the combat there.
You'd all hear a curdling, waterbound underwater scream as Sogeg drops to his mighty crab knees as I see the mussel shark dead. Sogeg's just going to cry at this noble beast. How could one kill such a thing?
The Pogeg takes another point of damage.
Pogeg would use an action as well to get the thing out of his hand. Remembering that he's bleeding to death, but I will also pick up the Zeiston and slowly lug it over towards Sogeg to not forget that.
Ah, true.
Yeah, there you go, Sogeg.
While still large, can Skuttz
I
deshell
think
the
you're
crab?
gargantuan at this stage.
Oh my god. It's
Gargantuan.
almost worrying.
Yeah, you have 4x4, which is gargantuan size, yeah.
We should fight a kraken. I reckon we could take a kraken on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how
Skuttz is
strong
like,
you are,
ready
just
for it.
if you get bigger, you're going to win.
We learnt so far.
If only you got this big with Leviathan from before, you may have stolen it before Zolk stole the kill from you.
Only.
I'm atoning for my sins.
You're learning. You get in there. So, you were saying you wanted to de-shell the Tide Hunter?
Yes. I
Its
would like to
shell's
try to go for its
pretty
needs.
badly damaged, but yeah, you can certainly make an attempt to rip the bits of it that aren't molten or already eaten by Neil and Mr. Burbles.
She'll try to go for. She'll try to like crack it in half and see if she can get any of the meat from the. Oh no! Wait, no. Realistically, that's the crappiest part of the crab because it's got all the weird little like separations in it. The legs are the good part. So Skuttz is gonna like just rip off a couple of the legs and try to crack those open while she's large and has the leverage to do so.
Okay, make a survival check for me.
Why?
You
He is
Mr.
a crab
Burbles,
stall.
did you eat my crab?
crack the the leg of the Tide Hunter with such force that it disintegrates the meat inside, just scattering it into the waves.
God.
More legs you can try.
Yeah, you can attempt another leg, I guess.
It's going to be a Q8 crit ones.
Would you like to try and harvest some of the other legs?
Yeah, let's see. Are the claws intact? See if we can go for a
One of
claw.
them is. Mr. Burbles destroyed the other.
All right, we'll see if she can crack that claw.
Yeah, you managed
We'll
to.
more careful this time.
You've understanding the sudden difference in your strength. You're a lot more gentle with this one, as you do crack open the giant crab claw, safely enough to preserve the meat inside. So you can go ahead and add Tide Hunter meat, claw meat, to your inventory.
I know what we're having for dinner, guys.
When you think about food at a time like this,
Do you understand how many calories she is burning being that large? What am I, Ant-Man? And then Mr. Burbles, while Skuttz is cracking that open, will go over and do what he was gonna try to do, which was give the hippocampus a little love nibble and try to restore some hit points.
Okay. How many hit points are you restoring?
Doing two things at once. Hold on. He can do. Give them any number of points. So how many points did he have? He used 1 on Sogeg. We'll do. There we go. We'll do 4.
Okay. So Mr. Burbles nuzzles the side of this bleeding and starving hippocamp, and you see the wound, the bite mark from one of the sharks, it begins to seal up. It's still suffering from the exhaustion, but that wasn't caused by the sharks. You see Zolk coughing awkwardly underwater. Stuff.
Unfortunately, I've not slept in 40 hours, I think, at this point. Unfortunately, I have no lay on hands.
Who would have thought rowing through the night would have left you, like, out of stuff?
It's making me emotional. It's making me delusional.
Are you going to give the mussel shark its own grave?
I cradle the shark, and I wipe my solitary tear with Pogeg away from my face. And I utter an ode out to the great Mogus in the sky and say, "Why must the most beautiful die the youngest?" And then I do what must be done, and I attempt to gain his muscle arm shark powers and try and eat one of his arms.
Okay, make a survival check.
Can Pogeg assist me on this?
Sure.
He sort of uses his scimitar to, like, try and, nicely sort of fillet it. As with reckless whatever, I'm just going for the arm.
You can put in your inventory mussel shark meat.
Meat. Then I'll just stand up, buff my arms out a little bit. I grab the shark by the tail, and if no one's going to stop me, I'm going to go dig it a shallow grave. It's what it deserved.
Anyone wanting to stop Sogeg from burying one of the sharks?
No, I'm going to help him dig.
Yeah, same with Skuttz. It was a hard call. It's a sad one. You can't see her tears under the water, but they're there.
I'm more doing it to dig for more crystal, not gonna lie.
That's fair.
Curse you, Zolk.
It's just convenient.
So, while graves are being dug, Nedrin and the hippocamp, what is happening?
Just gonna keep checking it over, making sure it's okay. I'm hoping that it'll trust me a bit more.
Make an animal handling check.
Oh yeah, I'm great at these. Animal handling.
You could always ask Thassa to auto-pass it. Yeah, well, you don't need to. Maybe she's already done it for you. As you sort of return back to the hippocamp as gently as you can, and with the healing from Mr. Burbles, it does seem to be a lot more lively again. It's still very clearly weak, but it's looking most likely from hunger as opposed to blood loss this time. It does seem to approach you before sort of staring directly at you, almost through you, as you get this sort of almost sense of understanding from it, before it moves out of the wreck and begins to swim slowly away.
I don't know whether to follow it or just let it be on its way.
You can make either another animal handling or an insight check.
Okay. Insight is better, so I'm going to go for that.
You get the feeling that you probably don't want to follow it now, but this moment will likely be remembered, as in the karma will come back around on this particular moment as opposed to getting an immediate result.
Not fully sure that's a good or a bad thing.
Oh, you saved
We
the
helped
horse
it.
fish,
We saved
which
it.
is like the mascot of Thassa.
What
So,
cost?
true.
What
You are
cost?
currently grieving the loss of the mussel shark.
I command Pogeg. I say, just go up to that rock, Pogeg, and wave the flag. Pogeg will go up to this nearby rock. He, with one hand, waves the flag of Sogeg, and with the other hand, perhaps making a crude attempt at the sigil of Mogus. I'd like to say a few words, this great shark, in really just a sort of a ritual that I've made up myself that I think Mogus will appreciate. As I grab one of my javelins, and I impale the great mussel shark through the head. And it is like, to mark where it died. As I say, blood for the blood god, skulls for his skull throne. May we all remember this mighty beast. And then Sogeg gets over the death of the mussel shark very quickly. Come on, Pogeg. Doopy-doopy-doo.
He died as he lived. Muscle
Javelin in his face.
with a javelin in his face.
Muscle is as muscle do. We must all remember sometimes that to have big biceps means that our candle burns twice as fast.
Master of funerals is Sogeg.
He's feeling quite pious. I really hope that Mogus doesn't smite me down for that.
Or Pogus.
Or Pogus. I mixed them up. I'm mixing it. They're becoming one in the story of Sogeg.
That's the thing. Is
Pogus and Mogus.
One's been replaced. Oh, it's you've given Mogus Pogus in the same way as Sogeg has Pogeg.
I like to think that in the afterlife, Mogus is going to actually really, really hate Sogeg for the hell that he's... There's a special place in his hell for me for creating Pogus.
The divinely broken shins, thanks to Pogus.
We sent him a big mussel shark. He will do much with that shark. And much with
One
his
of a
blood.
kind shark.
One of a kind. I can't deny, Zolk, you make a good shark. You make a good shark. And I've just noticed that you're called Zolk 3.
Don't worry about it.
It was Zolk 2, Zolk harder for a while, so...
Out of interest, in terms of Zolk's form, does he look more muscly? Does he look more intellectual? Something different about him. I've not just read his class.
There's definitively a slightly larger brain in that noggin.
That has me more worried than if you had more muscle, I've got to be honest. I'm a lot more worried. Skuttz, when did you get so... I don't know to be worried as, like, have I become small, or has Skuttz suddenly become the size of, like, a giant?
He's actually bigger than... Giants are size huge.
Oh,
Because his size gargantuan.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
She's gonna pick up Sogeg in one hand and Mr. Burbles in the other and just like fly them around under, even though I guess you've already got your visual of them. I'm just kind of mimicking what you've already been doing. But
I'm just
now
gonna
Mr.
pretend...
Burble-
I'll pretend that I'm that big and I'm like crushing things. Yeah. We must arm wrestle. It must be done. I must try my strength at such a beast of gargantuan size.
All right, because I feel like she shouldn't keep this size much longer. So let's go.
Yeah, it'll be athletics, advantage for Skuttz, disadvantage for Sogeg.
Would it be at neutral
It would
because
be
of
at
my thing?
neutral
Or...
because of your epithet, yeah.
Yes. I do feel like it's an argument for Skuttz being so fucking massive that.
If I reduce
Ooh.
Sogeg, would it make it disadvantage?
No.
Fortunately for me.
Sadly,
Aw.
that's not the way it
No.
works.
Oh my god.
No! Oh, it's Sogeg's best day ever.
She didn't know how to use her whole hand, so she like put her pinky out, but
Yeah, you
wasn't
managed to beat
ready.
a pinky, yeah.
Brought the pain.
Out of character, thank you for letting Sogeg win. He needed that. He feels big now.
And yes, as I mentioned, Sulk and Nedrin drop the enlarge reduce, and as your rage ends, you go back to normal and just realise how big of a difference that was.
Oh my god.
Bloody hell.
That was so worth it.
So, is there anything else you'd want to do at the site of this wrecked boat, where you've encountered the Tide Hunter, the sharks, and the Hippocamp?
A good bit of excavation for rocks.
You're going to start searching for rocks. There's quite a lot of rocks around. Is there a particular rock you're looking for?
I think it was called Titan's Blood.
The Titan's blood, yeah. I believe you've got one or two pebbles because Skuttz gave you some back because you gave them all to her and then realised that they were valuable to you.
Yes. I've got 2 Skuttz, that's 2.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Right. Oh god, that's actually got quite the bonus on it.
Okay. So you hold up the one of the pieces of Titan blood that you have, trying to see if it reacts to anything nearby. But it doesn't seem to. It doesn't seem like there's any particularly in this area.
Right.
The stuff that you got was on the wreck of a smuggler's ship, so it's not something you typically find just lying about in the ocean.
Right.
Reasonable.
There's a reason most rat folk live underground in the world between worlds. It's literally to mine Titan blood. So try and look for ways to go underground, and there's a higher chance of just finding it. Anyone else want to do anything before you head back to the boat and try and work out where on Earth you are, where on Theros you are?
Feeling kind of woozy, I've got to be real.
Nap time.
Sogeg's just gonna... Sogeg sort of...
We need to take Sogeg back for a nap.
There's rowing to be done.
Nap time for Sogeg.
You know, it's a definite sort of starting of like a pirate-style drawl on his voice. A few yars thrown in. Are there will be ships in this here sea.
Skuttz, you seem to be moving with purpose for something.
Oh, she just collected up her little cauldron and Mr. Burbles, keeping him out of more trouble. Sogeg's a bad influence.
All right. Oh, anyone?
So Bennett,
Oh, hang on.
noticed that you had your dagger out with the shark. Awfully suspicious. Were you going to murder it, perhaps?
I was just in the moment. Everybody was fighting everything, so I just went for it.
That's worth a Pogis symbol. I do the Pogis symbol. Let your bloodthirst consume you, Bennett.
Cool.
I passed Bennett another javelin.
Yes.
I saw how good you were at throwing javelins, and I think you really deserve this one. You'll notice on its haft, you'll notice not Sogeg written in scroll. It's just, oh no, I was about, just a single S. Just a single S. Written like, those, in school, the cool S. I've learned how to do that. Sogeg learned how to do the cool S, and he's inscribed that on the haft of the javelin.
I'm guessing that's his new thing now. It's
He
just like cool S.
He thinks he's invented it.
I know what's replacing the gym name tag now. The infamous S.
Just want to multi-class into rogue. I want to be a devilish fellow. I don't know about anyone else, but should we figure out where the hell we are? So far we know we're near a boat.
Back up to the surface.
Is there anything I can tell from being down here?
Ooh.
Make a survival check for me.
Oh, I've lost my mouse. There it is.
For a time for a crit.
Survival. Come on. That's a 10.
You know you're not too far off the right area. You're still in what the Tritons would call the shallows. So you're still only deep enough that you can still see light coming down. So you know you're not too far away from where you'd imagine Olantin to be. But which direction? You're not entirely sure. So you know you're not too far off course. You just don't know which direction to regain that course.
I might. I don't. This might be the blood loss. But I swim over to the remnants of the carcass of the crab, and I just grab a hand in and just rip out some viscera.
Okay.
And I just let the blood float in the water. And I want to look and see if it floats in a particular direction, as if to go back to Thassa.
Okay.
I'm being too pious here.
Make a religion check. Yeah, sure.
I put on my fanciest vestments. They're not very fancy.
You splash crab blood into the air, and in the distance, in the gloom of the water, you can definitely see shapes moving around, almost like other sharks wanting to come and eat the carrion of everything you've just killed.
Maybe they are Thassa. Could be.
The shark's not going to Thassa. Thassa's coming to the shark. It makes sense.
So all we have to do is wait here, and Olantin will arrive.
Skuttz nods vigorously. No, wait, no, Sogeg. No, that's not how it works. It's just like on land. We have to walk to it.
Sogeg's just sort of wobbling at this point, sort of just drifting with the breeze. Yes. We'll wait here, and all will be fixed.
At this point, Skuttz is just going to put him in the cauldron and take him back to the ship.
Like,
We need to get Sogeg back to the ship.
Okay.
He's half delirious or more. He needs his nap.
So you make your way back to the surface and haul your way back onto the little sailing boat, little rowboat that you have commandeered so far. And all around you, you just see open ocean. The captain, whose boat this belongs to, seems to just be sort of staring off in one direction, looking at the skies. not really paying much attention to you try and haul the delirious Sogeg back on deck.
I'm just going to naturally stumble towards the rowing bit. I know my place. And I begin to row.
Okay.
Skuttz is going to grab the party's extra comfy sleeping bag we have, the extra large one.
Oh yeah, you've got the sleeping bag of removing exhaustion. Yeah.
And I'm going to just stuff him in it, just like the granny bag. Just Sogeg!
Get in the bag.
If you don't go to bed, your muscles can't get stronger.
He's already asleep. He's sort of like, you notice like the rose, it's just reactionary. Very easily, yeah, he can be cocooned.
Okay, with Sogeg tucked in and hopefully not rowing us off the edge of Theros, Skuttz will go back up.
No words for this.
Does anyone have any idea on what to do?
I would like to take out my paint set if nobody else has anything else they want to do first.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay. I will. I'll paint a little compass on the deck of the ship.
Okay.
Oh no, I don't have to paint. I'll just
brain.
paint a compass. I can paint it in the
Yeah,
air.
you can paint it basically in the air. Yeah. You don't need a
ZBrush.
surface.
Yeah, she just paints a little compass. I don't know if it'll work or not. She stares at it and turns in a circle.
Go ahead and make a survival check for me.
Did I
you
paint
may know
a
the
stationary?
you may know
How did it
the
function?
concept of a compass, but whether you know how it all works, you certainly do. As you manage to make sure to paint it in a way that it doesn't seem to be pointing north, south, east, and west, but it does seem to be pointing in a particular direction, or at least it seems to be gently bobbing in a particular direction, almost like it is sat on top of water itself.
I guess she'll keep it. She'll keep it. She'll try to
Just-
figure out which way
yeah,
it's going, but
Note
north
that
is a
you've made
north.
yourself
even if it's not north.
a custom compass.
Okay.
We'll change its name once you work out what it actually points towards.
And then while I'm sitting there with my buddy Bennett and my paint sets, hey Bennett, I noticed that you're good at swimming, but you're not very fast, and I thought this would help. Is it okay? She just looks at you excitedly with her paintbrush in hand. I think some fins would help.
Are they removable?
Skuttz stares at the ink compass in her hand. She doesn't. I don't know. Can you remove the ink?
You would essentially be painting shoes for him, so be able to wear them like shoes.
Okay, I'll make you boot covers then. So
Nice.
she'll paint you some little fins. Maybe help some swim speed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
they'd be
very
considered a
much.
non-magical item, but essentially while you're wearing them, you would treat walking on land as difficult terrain, but have a swim speed equal to your normal movement speed.
Cool. I will take them.
In the same way as wearing scuba flippers are difficult to walk on land with, but they're very useful underwater.
Right?
Cool.
You're welcome
Thank
to
you.
give that to anyone else. I don't think anyone else doesn't have a swim speed. You could
I don't think
give it to Mr. Burbles and Pogeg.
Oh my god. Yeah, she'll paint a little set of booties for.
Skuttz,
Mr.
because I don't think
Burbles and
Skuttz has a
Sogeg.
swim speed either.
She has clumsy, so it
Oh yeah, you
counts
just
as-
fall through the water, don't you?
I mean, yeah, she's a good swimmer. She's good at it. Um,
I love that
and
clumsy makes you a better swimmer for some reason.
I don't. It works though, because I'm a fish, so it's perfect that she's great at swimming too. So we were trying to work out the charges of the paint pots, so I don't know how many
So that
would
would
have used up,
be
but I feel like that was probably
two
most of
charges
them.
so far. One for the compass because it's size tiny. As for the fins, would also be considered size tiny because they're all the size of shoes.
Is that including making some for Mr. Burbles and Pogeg?
They're basically one charge for each person or each creature you're
Okay.
making them for.
So okay, so that'll be yeah.
So if you've used two
Alright.
charges already, there'll be two
That'll
more
be
if you
4.
want to. Yeah.
Sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, we've adjusted the rules for the marvelous pigments to try and make it a bit more clear on how to keep track of how much to
Yeah.
use.
How do flippers work on Mr. Burbles? I can imagine them on everyone else. Does Mr. Burbles just have like
Be 4 of them, or it'll be 2 on the back leg and 1 on his
So
tail,
silly.
so he's like a crocodile.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I gave him rudders. Yeah, yeah.
It's just modelled after Neil. Same tail and claws as Neil.
Neil's gonna get jealous.
And thankfully, because these are made of hopefully magical non-flammable ink, these won't set on fire as soon as Mr. Burble starts moving.
Let's find out.
So, is there anything in particular that anyone wants to try and do?
Would be at least half an hour whilst we're cavorting on the deck, or while they're essentially.
Yeah.
Will this count as a short rest currently?
Yeah, I'll allow this to be a short rest for anyone
I
wanting
will
to
just
set them right.
Preparation in case we're caught off guard. I'm going to use quite a lot of hit dice.
Same
I'll
for
use this
everyone else
4 at
if
the
anyone
moment.
else wants to take a short rest.
My question would be: is Sogeg's armor class as mundane? I don't think it is.
Mm,
I believe Sogeg's
My-
armor is considered mundane. It's Aquatary, isn't it?
Yeah. My
So it
main
is
armor will be.
considered mundane armor, yes. It's
Alright,
non-magical.
I'd like to stick this on it then.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh!
Are you sure you want to do that, though? Are you really, really sure you don't want to put that on anyone else that doesn't already have a 21 AC? Are you sure?
Fair point. Who needs
See,
it?
What you don't know is you doom me by doing that. You doom me with every breath weapon and magic
Yes.
spell humanly possible thrown at me. No, sucks. No. Zolk, save yourself.
I don't
Who
know what
actually
anyone
needs it
else's
then?
armor class is, but mine is 12.
I
Which
like to
armor are
think as
you
you.
wearing? No, I thought you were wearing the lion fur.
I know I took that off at some point.
I know you're unattuned to it, but I don't know if you took it off completely.
I definitely took it off because I
Okay.
offered it up for someone else to wear.
So I think are you just in basic Linthorax? Not Linthorax. It's the Cheeton. Basically, it's the tunic, cloth tunic that basically works
Yeah,
like leather armor.
I don't have anything else. I've got like common
Which is
clothes.
weird, considering you are proficient in all types of armor. Because you have a military background, you are proficient in all weapons and armor.
Could be a mini Sogeg. Could be fish Sogeg.
I've got some common clothes, and that's it.
You've also got that magnetic lobster's carapace, if someone can, fashion it.
Ooh. Nifty set of armor.
Has anyone got worse AC than Nadrin?
Don't think so.
Then I'll stick it on Nadrin.
Mine is so bad.
I mean, doing this makes you equal to mine.
Okay.
It's fine. Adrian fights from the back and casting super spells anyway. It should be fine.
Everyone's at disadvantage to hit me, so I don't need it.
Exactly. Plus, you have like 3 ways of coming back from the dead, so.
And a reaction to make an attack at disadvantage if they have a way around it.
So yeah, you've got some bullshit. Don't worry about it. So, anything else you want to do during this short rest?
I will roll a hit dice for myself.
Do you want to have Sogeg also rest as well? Noting that he's still kind of bleeding a little bit.
I think he likes it. I think he's all right with it. I think
fair.
Sogeg will use a few.
He needs to use his new abilities anyway.
He kind of does though, but I will use Sogeg's hit dice. Why not? I care for the fella.
Don't forget you add his constitution to that as well.
Just rubbing it in at this point.
Wow, has he got a 0 in constitution?
He's got a 0, yeah.
Oh, good
I just double checking it wasn't a minus actually. I was like, oh no.
What do I roll for Niels?
It should say by his hit points what his hit dice are. I think they're either D10 or D12s.
8s.
D8s. So he's a level 7 character technically. You'd roll up to 7 of them.
He'll gain back 4 hit points.
He's fine. He doesn't need that much more. He barely took any damage anyway. But it's not like there's anything dangerous out here in the ocean.
Nah. We killed it all. We're beating the ocean.
Pretty much.
We've done it. We've done it, everybody.
So, as you are patching yourselves up, taking a quick nap and a sandwich, you hear this roar as if the sound of a mighty lion coming from the distance.
We haven't killed everything.
The distance the captain is looking directly at. And after a few seconds, a tiny little crow appears in your vision, screaming like a lion as it lands on the captain's shoulders. That seems to almost have an understanding with it.
I forgot about the crow.
Skuttz feels very pleased. She's just like, yes, I'm the perfect matchmaker. First the snail, now the crow.
Captain turns to face you all. Well, looks a little bit in our favour. Our new friend has discovered a little bit of land just over the horizon. We can head there, see if we can't work out where on earth we've ended up. Maybe there are some locals we can talk to, or at the very least, we can take a breath and avoid the horrors of the ocean for however long we need to.
Seems like a good idea.
He gestures you to head to your rowing stations as he mans the rudder to try and actually navigate you this time, as opposed to rowing mindlessly.
I'm being very, very unhelpful. You just see Sogeg tossing and turning in his sleep, taking up at least 5 or 10 oars. just knocking about. I am a violent sleeper as well, so if you see any Zeistons being poked out, it's not his fault.
I imagine you're poking holes in the hull with your stinger.
Skuttz just assumes this is how sleepovers go. I don't know. She's rolling.
Definitely how royal ones go.
So, yeah.
Man, he's having some good dreams.
Don't think about it, Zolk.
Those willing to those willing to row man their stations, and yeah, you feel the boat list and shift as you turn and head towards this mysterious dry land. Takes about an hour and a half of rowing to get there. So yeah, you have a chance to have a quick breather. Those that are resting. For everybody else, it's a bit of a difficult workout, but not enough to cause you to have to take any checks. Before eventually arriving at a small sort of island, just covered in dense jungle and white beaches. Managed to pull up quite close to the shore, but not enough to obviously beach the boat, lay anchor, and wade onto the beach.
Some tasteful skeletons.
Yeah, that is probably the first thing you notice, that it does seem like other people were once here before. As there are
The beach from old, is it?
So yeah, there's a handful of skeletons. People, very clearly sailors of years past, or even could be sooner, that have had the same mistake as yourselves of getting lost at sea and heading here. The captain sort of just flops onto the dry land, just appreciating not being on the ocean for a while. Before sort of taking a rest and talking to his new best friend, the lion bird.
I'll join him, sort of like just bury my claws into the sand. It feels a bit clayey, more chlorine and wet than Acronian sand, but it's still sand. I'm just going to ask the captain and Nadrin, are there any tales of these islands? This seems too perfectly placed to be random. And there are skeletons on the beach. Probably a red flag.
The seas are filled full of what are known as the Draka Isles. They tend to be impossible to map, constantly changing, shifting, and any attempts for civilization to make any maps and do any cartography all fail. Almost from an outside influence. A lot of people tend to land on these shores and have all sorts of mishaps happen. With a bit of luck, as he looks sort of ironically at the skeletons, we won't face those same issues.
Oh, we won't? Oh.
With luck.
Ah. I forgot that bit.
Yeah, it was...
Is there any link to Atlantin, do you know? Are we in good place here to find our way forward? Or is this truly doomed?
At the very least, we're at a landmark. But Atlantin does not like the surface. It's not really somewhere they feel like they belong after, Atlantin sunk from the surface. But that doesn't mean your little quest is completely lost. Give us some time to rest and get our bearings, wait for the stars, and hopefully we can find roughly where we need to go.
Looking down at the skeletons that scatter the beach, do they look sort of damaged? Essentially, do they look catastrophically damaged? They just look like they're worn and aged with time, or do they look like there are certain legs missing, or are there ribs strewn?
Make a medicine check for me.
Essentially, what I'm trying to determine is whether or not they're damaged by time or damaged by how they died. Did a big old crab eat them?
You can tell that the bodies would definitely had something eat them after they were deceased, but what killed them, it's hard to tell. You can definitely see that carrion has sort of picked the bones clean, whether it's crabs or other creatures on this island. But what actually caused the injuries, it's hard to tell.
Cowards. I don't know why, but I got beef with these skeleton dudes. How could you die in sand? It's impossible.
Make a perception check.
I'm really good at perception.
Okay. Continue as you were.
Oh no! I guess I'd go to this cliff and I'd look into what looks like denser forest.
So it seems to be quite a thick jungle, full of all sorts of intertwining vines, trees, and shrubbery, and you can hear the sort of cacophony of various bird noises. And they do seem, for want of a better term, malicious. Almost like they're laughing in some capacity.
And for reference, I did take Taunter of Skies from
Yeah,
my last
I
rest.
know you have.
I feel safe. I just shout down to the party, should we make camp here? What are people thinking? Should we build shelter, or should we venture and see what killed these people?
Skuttz is going to look around. Does she see anywhere that would make good shelter? Like any
Make a
caves in the
perception
distance?
check.
Ooh. I mean, you're standing on a perfectly good beach.
Well, it's too low. Everything's up higher.
You look
Need
around.
to be big again.
And you're used
People
to.
don't understand the power of bad sand.
You're used to the barren rocks and caves of the mountains, rather than this sort of lush jungle on such a cramped island. But in your looking around, you can see that your little compass is pointing inland. Seems to be pointing basically along the side of the beach, but definitely further inwards.
It's been too long since I've seen Pirates of the Caribbean.
Wherever this compass is pointing, it might be here.
I'm down for trusting Skutz's paintbrush compass.
Yeah.
Well, the captain. Shout out to the captain. Captain, do you feel safe here? Would you feel like comfortable fleeing at a moment's notice? Do you want to come with us in relative safety?
I will stay by the boat, as I don't think it's wise to go too far into these islands. You never know what you'll find. And these trees seem to be watching.
You will need something to defend yourself. I fear your weapons too paltry. Here, take this. I will actually pass him Goblin Bident, because they worked really well last time.
The Goblin Bident.
The Goblin
Are
Bident.
you sure you want to give that up?
I say, actually, I don't really.
Don't forget the boat's full of Zulk's stolen treasure, so I'm sure there's weapons on there.
Yeah. I start taking something out of my pocket, and then I sort of like slowly put it back in. Say, Zulk, did you steal any super weapons in your gigantic pile of gold I forgot about?
Sorry, what did I miss? I went to the toilet.
Did you steal any super weapons?
Give the captain.
Weapons? I don't think so. It was just assorted jewelry.
Then actually, you know what I'll do? Here's a sensible thing. I will put down in the middle the Ephitonus, and with the rest of my javelins, and make a mobile javelin launcher emplacement for the captain.
Yeah, just made a turret in the center.
Yeah.
I like it.
If anything big comes at you, shoot it, but not us. Slight note on that Skuttz sometimes is really, really big, so anything big that doesn't look like us comes towards you, shoot it.
Aye, aye. So, is there anything else you'd like to do to prepare? Or are you just going to follow Skutt's strange painted compass that she made 5 minutes ago?
Preparation? What is this?
You think we prepare things?
I will eat one rations because I didn't actually, when I didn't rest, I also didn't eat. I'm a bit hungry. I just devour some rations.
You've got crab meat now.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's gonna have Mr. Burbles help her start a little fire under the cauldron and like saute up that crab meat you guys just like. Oh, it smells amazing.
I offer like my muscle man shark meat. Would this help in the stew? I have a feeling that if we eat it, we'll gain the power of muscle sharks. I don't know what the state of the muscle shark meat is, I'll be honest.
It's definitely edible. I will note that because you could remake your cauldron at any time to be able to just duplicate anything put inside it. As in you could use an action to say the name of any non-magical plant, mineral, or fluid in any amount worth less than 10 gold and instantly fill it with it.
Ooh.
Yeah, but she wants to cook in it.
Well, I do need
but if we ever need water or anything. Yeah. Oh God! Wait. So can I use it to make? Oh God! So can I summon butter?
You've also got the. I'm sure somebody's got the pouch of whatever you immediately need. Oh no! Yeah. I think you've got the handy spice pouch, which is any spices. And I'll allow you to pull butter out of that if you want. Yeah, sure. It's a seasoning. Sure.
That is your worst call as a DM today.
Sure.
But seasoning. I'll take it.
Sure, why not? What's the worst that could happen?
You're gonna regret this. So fast. I have access to butter. All right.
This best not turn out like the mayonnaise.
I was gonna say.
Oh God!
We now have someone that can make an alchemy jar, so
butter.
It won't make mayonnaise.
Scared of how bad opening butter's going to be.
Yeah, I'm concerned now.
Skuttz will pass out the rations of the sautéed crab meat to everybody.
Ooh. A hearty feast.
With that, I'll allow everyone to regain 2 spent hit dice.
Ooh. Appreciated.
Because you are extra specially cooking this one from something you earned to get, as opposed to just basic rations, which are just bread and jerky. This is fine sautéed in butter, Tide Hunter meat.
Tastes good.
Make a perception check while you are cooking, though. In fact, give me one from everybody, please.
Come on, crit. Ooh.
Perception, was it?
Perception, yeah. Okay. Bennett and Nadrin would definitely notice movement in the tops of the trees as soon as the fire started and the scent of cooking crab filled the air. In the majority of the trees as well. There seemed to be something shifting and moving around in all of them.
I'd like to eat my hearty meal. I'm going to stand on this nearby rock, and I'm going to shout at the top of my lungs towards the trees. My meat! Fuck off!
My meat!
Fuck off!
Fuck you!
In beast speech.
Okay. You hear a cacophony of... It sounds like birdsong, but it also sounds like people laughing. Like people just guffawing and taunting you in sort of a mocking laughter.
Is there any speech in it at all, or does it just literally sound like laughter?
It just sounds like laughter. It doesn't sound like speech at all. And considering you can understand what beasts say, that should say something in itself.
Yes. I will, slightly concerned, come down from my rock. There's something really evil in the trees. I suspect we very much don't want to split up at any point. That's my vote.
I think we can agree that we won't wander off away from each other.
Tempting, though.
Of course, you'd be the one to say, we shouldn't split up, and then be like, it's tempting to split up, though.
I mean, as Papa used to say, you can't prove your strength in a phalanx. Sometimes you got to go out naked with a spear and beat a lion on your own. You know, I'm sure they tell similar tales in Atlantis.
Like the old saying goes.
It's a catchy old saying. He'd always tell it me before he'd hit me in front of Wealth Son, heir to the throne.
Okay. So, with this ominous cackling, what would you like to do? Is it time to follow Skutz's compass? Or are you going to keep taunting the trees until whatever evil shows itself? Are you just going to set up camp and continue having the cookout of delicious crab?
You always hop on the boat again and just peace out.
You could just peace out. You also have no idea where you are, so...
I don't know. I'm pretty good at rowing. I reckon we just zigzag across the entire ocean.
Yeah, if you go at an angle, you can just keep lapping yourself, and eventually you'll come across the right place. Or you'll fall off the edge of the world. There's that too.
I mean, the really smart choice is to just walk into the forest, into this thing's lair without knowing what it is. That's the smart choice. And it's also the choice that would lead us towards your compass.
The compass in regards to this particular map, is pointing north. It's essentially following this path.
I mean, it could be happy laughter. Like, it could be a roast. We could be getting roasted right now, and just some comedians.
That is true. They
Never
could
know.
be just listening to the jokes that Sogeg be spitting and laughing as his collective audience.
So, you guys ever have boat plane food?
What's the deal with boat food?
What's the deal?
Oh, Skuttz, you seem to be doing something.
She's going to dig in her pocket. I think I have a traveler's amulet back to Granny's.
You do?
Is that correct? Okay. She is going to pull this out of her pocket and very sternly look down at the captain as she hands it to him.
And what is this?
If your life is at risk and you're gonna die, use this, but only if you're gonna die, okay?
Well,
And
what will it do?
you go visit my granny, but it's so far away. We'd still be stranded here. And she thinks about the flooded living room. Granny doesn't want company right now. She's cleaning. If anything goes badly, I need you to use this and go tell Granny you need a better ship, and then come save our asses.
Right.
But only as a last resort, because all of Zulk's shinies are on that ship. And if we lose all those, he'll be really sad, and I'll be disappointed in you.
Okay. If my life is at risk, I will use this necklace to visit your grandmother to get her to build me a ship.
And you have to tell her, Skuttz hates the orange baths the most, or else she might eat you. So don't forget that part either.
But Skuttz
She
hates
just
the
walks
orange
off.
bats. You just see the confusion on his face. Like, am I being pranked? What is this?
I'm in a slight, crisis of morals right now. Of just like this is easily the darkest thing I've seen happen so far.
Are you sure? There's been a lot of dark moments.
This is up there.
Basically, yeah, be eaten by a dinosaur or be turned into one. Well, actually saying that's the obvious choice, isn't there, really?
Yeah, pretty much. It is the nicer option, I guess.
Should we start going north then? And investigate? A hankering for adventure.
Any objections?
Nope.
Okay.
Can I do one more thing?
Sure, go ahead.
Oh no, never mind. There's things in the. Never mind. Skuttz puts her paints away. There's things in the.
There are things in the trees that are currently giggling at you.
It's hard to work under that pressure.
Got some hecklers going. Okay. You
Trying my best.
continue following the beach further along. Following the way the compass points. Skirting the edge of this island jungle. It leads you to a small shipwreck, where it seems to have collided with a rock and split as it was stranded here. You can definitely see footprints leading the way you came.
Must have been. They could have died from internal injuries. Yes.
So the compass seems to be pointing in this direction now.
Just check the boat and make sure there's no evil machinations about it. It did just collide into a rock.
Make a history check or an investigation.
I'd be specifically looking for claw marks on the hull, personally.
Okay. Have a look through. You could definitely see where the ship splintered as it collided with the rock that it seems to be wrapped around. But very specifically on this side, you can see very deep grooves caused most likely by claws.
Okay. They look like underwater claws or outer water claws. I'm guessing.
They definitely look more like beast claws, like paws or talons or something like that.
Something has mauled this ship. And perhaps mauled the people who fled from it. Everyone else wants to have a look at the boat.
It's a nice boat, and it's not underwater, which means if it has any treasure on it, it's not Thassa's.
Beasts typically don't like booty as well, so be ripe for plundering.
You want to have a look at it?
Skuttz will just run all over. It's difficult terrain, huh?
Yeah, just fall through it, just not caring.
Does she find anything scampering about? It's nice
Not
to be on solid.
Yeah, not within
ground.
the boat. Can make an investigation check, see what you do find in there, though.
She's having way too much fun just running around. Hardcore parkour.
You run around, just sort of jumping, crashing through everything, rolling as if you're in Dark Souls, just through all of the paths, until one of them doesn't break on you. There is a single sort of little clay pot that, as you are jumping around, smashing things, having fun, just doesn't break upon impact.
Suspicious.
She just like pops up through all the debris, wood flakes in her hair, holding the jar. I found something! And she'll just, I guess, stumble down and hold it out to her buds.
In the jar.
It is sealed. It has a lid on it.
Oh, it's a
cork.
see-through jar.
Yeah. No, it's a clay jar with a sort of sealed cork lid.
Urge to throw it is welling within Skuttz. It's like the perfect throwing shape, you guys.
It's pretty heavy, so if you threw it, it would hit pretty hard.
She'll drop it heartily into Zolk's little ratto hands. What is it?
That's a good question. I guess Ratto's going to sit down and ritual identify for a bit.
Okay. So it's that. Yeah, okay, that one. So you sit down and meditate on this jar, and inside it you can tell that there is a liquid of some kind, only it is incredibly dense, as it seems to be molten bronze armor.
Oh. Heck.
That's the do.
Anybody want to really die if they die?
Okay. Yes, it is. Also, yeah, ignore the generated one because that was. I was trying to do that to determine what type of armor it is, and then realised that half the armor isn't made of metal, so that wouldn't have worked. So it'd be easy to just do it this way. So yes, it is a jar of molten bronze skin.
Armor. That's pretty cool.
It is quite literally armor you splash on yourself, and you have the details of it. So I will show it to everyone. There you go. A jug of molten bronze. When you attune to it, it adheres and contorts to your skin. It can be worn under normal clothes and doesn't impede bodily functions when you put it on. Can't be removed unless you choose to do so. You get resistance to fire damage, and you don't get disadvantage on stealth checks with it.
Damn.
And because you're identifying it, you'll know that it's essentially panoply armor as well.
Nice. It's like solid medium armor, but
So
also makes you resistant to fire.
It's this equivalent of heavy armor, yeah. It's default AC 16.
Oh yeah. Nice. Oh, I'm mixed up. Yeah, because Aquateria is.
Aquateria is the same, but you get the resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Yes.
Whereas this, you wouldn't get the resistance to non-magical
Stealth version.
but you get resistance to fire, and it's stealthy.
Very nice.
Whether anyone wants that, it does require attunement though.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Does anyone want a phoenix feather?
Are you proficient with heavy armor though?
Oh God. Okay, I'll hand the jar to Nadrin.
Doesn't look like Nadri armor.
I'm already attuned to as many things as I can be attuned to.
Well, it depends if you want to swap one of those just to have AC 16 instead of 13.
I'm gonna not
That's
attune to it. I stand at the back most of the time.
I tell you who else is also has the ability to wear armor. Sogeg, Mr. Burbles, and Neil. I'm pretty sure because Neil's a fighter or a warrior. Mr. Burbles is a protector. I know they can wear armor. I'm not sure about Sogeg.
If you put it on Neil, it would make him fire resistant, so he could ride on the back of Mr. Burbles, or would he still take damage?
He'd be fire resistant, so he'd take half damage.
Okay. Dang it.
He could spend more time with his buddy, though.
The burns would hurt less, yeah. He's kind of singy.
He also wouldn't stay on fire because he'd keep drooling and putting it out, so... At the very least, you've got ways to just tie it to somebody to carry it with you, so if you want to add it to the party inventory, unless you want to give it to someone. As for items that you need to attune to, companions can only attune to one item.
Do either of you want it for your companions?
I don't think Sogeg can wear heavy armor.
It's a shame, because it would make him a mini version of Sogeg.
Would. He'll get there. He's going to get his bronze booties eventually.
We can put some armor on Mr. Burbles if nobody else wants it. I don't know if it'll do a ton.
Basically, it'll set the AC to 16. So
yeah, I was going to say his armor
needs
classes. 13, so it would just increase his tankiness even more.
He's already pretty
Yeah,
tanky.
Niels is 15.
So yeah, it won't really make that much of a difference for Neil as it would for Mr. Burbles.
I think Mr. Burbles gets it.
That works for me. If nobody else wants it, we'll give him his first magical item. Just opens the jar and dumps it on him.
Yeah, you just pour molten metal all over him, and it seems to just sort of fuse to his skin, or at least under his feathers. So it's actually hard to tell he's wearing it at all because it's basically covers his skin, not his feathers. But his AC is now set to 16 instead of 13. Well, let me open his character sheet and change that way. He's 16 as he is wearing molten bronze. He gets resistance to fire, but he was already immune to it, so...
Yeah, that's why I wasn't going to suggest to put it on him, but if nobody else wants it, then the AC does make sense.
Yeah.
I think giving him the extra AC is worth it, especially since Neil can be ranged as well. So I think he deserves it.
Yeah, people have been moving
Sogeg
around.
raises an arm. Sogeg raises a little arm. And yeah, you can't quite see through his dark vision. But there appears to be things from the north. Oh no!
Oh right, I can see.
Oh, no.
Hey, turns out you weren't alone.
I can try taunting them if they're flying speed.
They seem to be giant armored beasts casually grazing on some of the smaller plants on the edge of the beach.
It could be friendly. They're not the source of. There's no jeering laughter coming from them, is there?
No. In fact, I can do. Now that you've essentially seen them, if it's that thing.
Got 2 legs.
Technically, that's 4, but only 2 of them are in the picture.
Ah, that makes so much more sense. I had a really, really weird vision of that monster for a second. Probably like a Monty Python sketch.
As a preemptive, Zolk's going to make his Eldritch Cannon in the shape of a bucket.
Okay.
I think we should form up ranks. I think we're about to get eaten. Ranks.
From what you can say, that there is at least more than one of them, and they do seem to be grazing on the edge of the jungle.
Okay, hold on. Let's use some wilderness logic here. They're grazing. So can Skuttz tell if they're hostile or if they're more like more passive, like a lot of vegetative eating? God damn it, words are hard today.
The herbivorous.
Pause.
Go ahead and make
yes,
either an animal
herbivore.
handling or a survival check.
Let's do survival.
Right.
Do we want to eat them, or are they going to eat us? That's the
Rhinos are
question
still
I'm trying to figure out.
herbivores.
I don't
They
know.
eat people.
You've never seen creatures like this before. As usually the types of creatures this sort of monstrous that you've seen have more than one head. So you have no idea how much of a threat they are. What I will give you, though, is that they seem to you to be, for want of a better term, slightly glowing. To everyone else, they just seem as themselves, but for Skuttz, it seems like around their mouths and stomachs, it seems that they are glowing, like a bluish colour, very slightly.
Okay, are they the same color as the skylights?
That is an accurate question, as it does have that same. It's not the colour you're used to seeing. Usually, the skylights to yourself are an orangey red colour, but it definitely has a similar kind of flicker to it. Only this is much more of a deep blue.
Can I use a charge of magical awareness, or does that not? It would tell me the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet that isn't behind total cover. I'll learn school of what magic it belongs to. Okay, yeah, so I'll try to use magic awareness and see if it tells me anything else about it.
Okay. It seems the creature itself isn't magical. Something they've eaten is.
Ooh.
And that magic
You-
does seem to be primeval magic. It seems to be the same type of magic that makes up the skylights.
You guys, I don't know what these are, but they're eating something that's they can't be eating the skylights. She just starts scratching her head and kind of getting lost in thought. But she relays what she can tell to the party.
Definitely going to be confused by that one. In response to that, I'm just going to very slowly and cautiously, with my shield raised, not bearing my Zeiston, but I'm just going to take one step towards the beasties.
Are you being subtle about it?
I can't really be subtle, but I'm being very much passive about it. I'm not raising a weapon.
It's more, are you trying to draw attention to yourself?
Not explicitly, no.
Okay, make a stealth check.
Okay. Now, about that. Not bad.
Okay, you scuttle forward as your armour clanks, and they immediately sort of snap their heads towards you as they sort of step forward in almost a braced way to sort of armour up together just in case. They're not rushing, they're not attacking, they're just putting on a bit of a defensive stance as they were not expecting anything.
Do I recognise their formation as almost that of a linked hoplon?
It does remind you quite a bit of a phalanx.
I will just look to the party and just say, our weapons probably can't pierce their phalanx. It looks like they're getting the ability of hoplons, where if you're all stood next to each other, you get extra AC.
Almost like it'd be nice if someone else in the party had one.
I was just thinking that.
If only Pogeg was slightly bigger and he could wield
When Pogeg becomes a bugbear. I will take a step backwards and just wait for the party to respond. I guess they don't look like they're also out and out aggressive, so...
No, they seem to be posturing more than anything else.
Move past them. Maybe they're going to be nice.
Behind our local scorpion.
I respect that choice.
Anyone else? How are you going to deal with this line of armoured monsters? Which, if you haven't clicked at this point yet, they're ankylosaurs.
They're so green.
So, any suggestions from anyone on what you would like to do?
Skuttz just wants to follow these now and find out what they've been eating. Did the plants they're currently eating glow too?
The plants they're currently eating aren't glowing, except for the parts where they bit them and sort of left a bit of glowing drool on them. Again, to everyone else, it just looks normal. There's no light at all. But to Skuttz, the plants don't seem to be, or at least these plants specifically don't seem to be.
Can I hear them with beast speech? Can I hear them sort of just saying anything? Or are they sort of just... They're just like munch, munch?
They do seem to be saying vaguely Hippogrifian of... Hey! What are you? Hey!
Sogeg's had a stroke of genius. I feel like we have more in common than they think. I put my shield away on my back, and I clustered my legs together to look like one of them, and I say back, "Hey, one of you. One of you."
Make a deception check.
I twiddle my moustache as I say this. Oh, you devilish rogue.
They actually seem to... Oh, okay, yeah, that's true.
I say
that's attack rolls and saving throws. That's not checks as well, so it wouldn't be a disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
Bless you all.
It wrong.
Okay, it couldn't affect everything, otherwise it'd just be even worse than it already is. They actually seem to calm down a little bit. You get the feeling that these things have a very, very poor eyesight, and as soon as you squatted down and responded in a similar way to themselves in that sort of weird bleating, mooing sound, they sort of immediately start to think of you as one of them.
I will mutter back to the party. We can get by without hurting these great, magnificent beasties. Everyone get down on all fours. You scuttle your way into the forest, and I'll keep their sight for a bit and join you, maybe. We don't have to kill them. It seems weird to say, but I have an affinity with these creatures. They're like me. They have a hard outer shell and a lust for blood inside.
Sogeg, can you talk to them? She whispers loudly.
I nod backwards.
Ask them where the good food is.
I look towards the beasties again, and I say, "My food green. Were you blue food, friend?" Drop the friend at the end.
We full of blue, eating green. Blue inland, green water.
Water not green. You crazy.
Hey.
And I give a bestial laugh. Hey.
And as they move to return to grazing, there is a sudden commotion as something from this side of the water suddenly splashes, causing this huge, almost wave to come up and begin to scatter the ankylosaurs as something that was laying in wait for them springs its trap. And let's see what it does. Yeah, it definitely puts it down.
Ooh!
As down goes this ankylosaur that was taken completely off guard by
In the land of the forest. The
as
land
the
of the
others
lost land of the dinosaurs.
run off into the forest, bleating in panic.
I think I might join them. Look back to the party. What do you want to do?
I will also say for Skuttz, this thing is also lightly glowing blue, but instead of it being around its mouth and stomach as if it's eaten something blue, it almost seems to be covered in like markings that are glowing. Like very specifically put there, sort of things.
Can you guys see any of this? She's very confused and frustrated. She's only seen this
I
in
also
the sky.
need a wisdom saving throw from everybody that heard or witnessed that event of this Spinosaur leaping out from the shallows
I'm
to
not
ambush it.
afraid.
Or if you,
I'm not
this is
afraid.
a fear check, so anyone that has either advantage or disadvantage from fear.
Fucking Zolk. God damn it.
This is a
Alright.
saving throw, yes. So
Oh,
if you
God
hit
damn
Zolk, it's
it!
disadvantage.
Curse you, Zolk! And what's really annoying is I give Zolk fucking +3. You're welcome. I give you +2. Sorry, my charisma modifier. Everyone within 10 feet gets +2.
So am I and Mr. Burbles also in? Yes.
Yes.
I think. Are we just outside or just in?
Yeah,
Okay.
inside if you're within 10.
Okay.
Me and Pogeg are fucking shit scared.
Oh, jeez. All right. Skuttz is fine. And then Mr. Burbles. Oh, he's. Didn't help much.
This would
Alright.
be for Neil and Bennett as well.
Didn't mean to do that as advantage.
Yeah,
Problem
Bennett.
is, Sogeg
we
got
need,
2 in character. Sogeg was just
There it is,
feeling
okay.
being.
And everyone gets,
A
is
little
it a
round
+2 to
dinosaur.
this? Or is it just Zolk that gets a +2?
Within 10 feet to me gets
So-
+2, yeah.
To Zolk and Skuttz. So, Zolk, Skuttz, and Neil succeed. Everyone else is frightened of the giant roaring dinosaur that has currently one-shot an ankylosaur.
I scuttle into the forest just going, hey, hey, hey. Just 2 in character.
There is something that I've got, I'm certain, that says that I can't be frightened. I'm just trying to find it.
Ooh,
I'm pretty sure you do, or at least get advantage against frightened.
you are never afraid.
Definitely sounds like a Bennett thing. But with that, are you fully retreating, or is it time to take on the giant scary dinosaur?
I'm personally looking through some leaves.
In fact, we'll leave that decision to next week. As we will put a pause there for today, with half the party terrified, half the party not so much. A giant Spinosaur that to one of the party is glowing.
There's some fuckery going on
There
this
is
island. I want to know what's
something
up.
interesting going on. So, with that, let's do the end of session wrap up stuff. Get all my notes ready. Okay, so piety rewards. You get a point of piety for playing. Minor agendas. I'm sure I actually gave everyone proper minor agendas this time as well. Remembered.
Nice.
I'm giving a point to Zolk on that one. As just for the enlarge on top of enlarge. Yeah, I'll give a point to Bennett for that one. I'll give a point to Skuttz. He made the compass. I'm going to say no for Sogeg on that one. You were too sleepy.
Yes. I was.
I'll give a point to Nadrin. Fantastic. Perform a ritual sacrifice or great action in the name of your god. I will give a point to Nadrin, and I will give a point to Sogeg, as you did actually attempt to do a ritual to Mogis by throwing the blood of the dead crab in the air. So yeah, sure, that works.
Invented some new rituals.
Did you act in a way that exemplifies the ideals of your patron god? So, try to remember who everyone's patron gods are. So, for Zolk, I will say no for Zolk this time. I'll say no for Bennett. I'll give a yes to Skuttz. I'll give a no to Sogeg and a yes to Nadrin.
Let too many things live.
Let too many things live.
Next time. They were just so impressive.
Story points. You get a point of story for playing. Did you overcome a great challenge using violent or non-violent means? Not yet. Let's see how you deal with the Spinosaur. Did you make a significant discovery or unearth some lost history? Not yet. Let's see what's going on with this weird island. Did you perform an act worthy of a new epithet? Who thinks they earn a new epithet? I already know one for sure. Skuttz, you're getting skyscraper.
Beginning. I don't think I quite maybe earned one just yet, but I feel like Sogeg's inventing the idea of a new kind of Mogis burial.
It was an impressive speech. I was
Getting
also
there.
impressed at the way you became one with the Ankylosaur.
I did feel I was feeling it. I'm a crafty scorpion man.
Yeah, I think that's it for epithets, unless anyone else thinks of something that they really want or think that they deserve. Right, we will move on to loyalty. So, you get a point of loyalty for Pogeg, Mr. Burbles, and Neil just for playing. Did you fight together as one? That's a yes for all three. Did you sacrifice something for the good of your companion? I'm going to say no for everybody, because there wasn't really a great deal of sacrificing to save. Did your companion perform incredible action? I'm going to give a point to all three, because we had Pogeg successfully playing his horn underwater, and Mr. Burbles and Neil's buddy cop versus the crab was pretty impressive. I'll give them all points for that. All right. And with that, we'll put a pause for today. Not 100% sure on everyone's availability for next week, but we will work that out as we get closer. Thanks everybody for playing. Thank you everyone on Skuttz' stream for watching and watching the VOD on YouTube once I've finished the recording. Yeah, hopefully that was a fun one.
Yeah, quality sessions always.
Absolutely, tons of fun. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I'm moving this month, so streams are a little scattered, but I'm trying to keep it So we'll see. I'll be on next Tuesday. And yeah, we'll see if we have more chaos on Thursday. Everybody take care. Have a good one. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.
Adios.
Bye.